What is happening, YouTube? I'm Transient. Welcome to my channel. As always, we're playing Watcher of Realms. Guys, hope you're all well. The reason for this video is it all begins tomorrow. The rage, the regret, the disappointment, the elation, the whatever usual feelings people get when it comes to summoning. So, what I wanted to talk about is who people should pick for the lucky pick. We've got the three banners coming up in this weekend. We've got the exclusive lucky pick, then you've got the special invocation with Airless and Adrian, and then we have on Friday Valara and Rivenhold. Okay, right. In the lucky pick, there's lots of videos where people might be doing tier lists for this and that and so on. Personally, this is how I see it. This game has had a timeline. Right? People obviously, if you're new to this game, you're just starting the game and the game's great. All these new heroes. Oh, you've got to have this. You've got to have that. But you got to remember, this game has been out for nigh on 3 and a bit years or so. Or 3 years, close to, either way. So much of this game was done, or most of the early stuff was completed without some of the heroes that are on that list. So the list I'm talking about is, you've got Kagiri, Wukong, Diao Chan, Anora, and hold on. Okay, let's just leave it at that. That is basically it. Now, then also you can add Gwendolyn to that. Right, now Moradin, he's fantastic, and you can't arguably say the real reason you would want him, one, because he's amazing, but also two, is if you have Valara. So there's a lot of moving parts, but the main three that people will be talking about will be actually Kagiri, Wukong, and Diao Chan, and then Anora if you want AoE, and then also, because of the new meta coming, Gwendolyn. Right. Before, okay, like I was saying, so this game had a timeline, and depending on where you are in the game, i.e. what milestones you are in the game, are you on Nightmare 3? Are you on Nightmare 4? Are you trying to get 50k on Nightmare 4? And so on and so forth. Or have you passed that? Are you now in Abyss? Are you getting the 60k in Abyss? And it all depends on what milestones you are in the game and who you have. So if you're, for example, still doing Nightmare 3, you don't actually technically need Diao Chan, because for almost 2 years of this game, people were getting 60k on or 50k on Nightmare 4 using Dolores and Hollow, and they were doing perfectly fine as long as you've got other heroes to do damage. So what my point is, that some heroes aren't absolutely necessary, but depending on which milestones you are in the game, then you go, okay, who would be actually more beneficial? So, for example, if you're in Abyss, then really it's Kagiri. But then again, that's only if you can really get Kagiri to... Well, actually, no. Not Abyss. My apologies. APOC. Kagiri is useful quite simply because he does what... He clears the shield on his second mode, and he does that automatically. So he cleanses the shield, so you don't even have to worry about it. Then, for example, if you're in Abyss, then you need Kagiri because he does huge amounts of damage, but that's if you have him in A3 or A5. But then again, you could say that Diao Chan could be the one that you need, because if you don't have her at all, she's probably the easiest one to get to her peak awakening, which is A1. Quite simply because you could get one copy of her and then just use the free soul stone that we're all going to get. Lots of choices. But then, of course, you could say depending on the new meta, Gwendolyn could be a useful hero, especially if you are now in Matrix. So it all depends on which milestone that you are at. Anyway, just before I decide who I think everyone should really be picked, I want to talk about a summoning plan. As you can see here, tomorrow is when you can have the exclusive lucky pick. Personally, I don't think anyone should be summoning tomorrow. Thursday, we then have the special divine summoning or special invocation with Adrian and Airless. I don't think people should be summoning on Thursday either, unless you have no ancients. The reason being, if you can wait till Friday and you have a large amount of ancients, you can summon, because I'm assuming most people will be trying to try and get a few copies of Valara and Rivenhold. So, let's say you have, I don't know, a decent amount of ancients. If you summon first, the first banner you summon on is this banner, and you are able to get Rivenhold, one of two things will happen. One, you will get a large number of rares which you can sell for diamonds, which you can then use on the exclusive lucky pick, and also have extra summons for a special invocation of spirits. There's that. And two, and it's obviously going to be a big if you get Rivenhold, that will then remove the absolute necessity of getting Diachan if you don't have her. Not absolute, but if you get Rivenhold, the need for the Diachan reduces, and you can focus on either Kagiri or Wukong or Gwendolyn if you need them to push for damage. So don't limit yourself by picking, for example, if you need Diachan, I need Diachan, and get her on Wednesday or even on Thursday, but then you find out that you got Rivenhold the following day. So if you start with the Ancient Banner, try and get Valara, try and get Rivenhold, that will therefore limit the absolute need for Diachan, and then you can focus. And if you do then get Rivenhold, you can then perhaps it make more sense to get Gwendolyn for the whole Northerner meta, so long as you don't have Kagiri and Wukong. But if you are with, and then if you, for example, you have copies of Kagiri and Wukong, and they are nearer to A3 or nearer to A5, then you can focus on that. I just think it just makes more sense to, at least for the very least, you should start your summoning on Friday, so long as you have ancients. Summon that banner, and that will at least remove some of the choices that you have on the other banners. If you don't have any ancients, then obviously wait till Thursday, start your exclusive lucky pick, at which point you can pity manipulate to the next banner. But now, finally, really, who should you be choosing in the lucky pick? Once again, it all depends really where you are in the game and who you have on your account. If you don't have Rivenhold and you don't have Diachan is the easiest one to get to peak 1. Get one copy of it, Diachan, and then you use the Soul Stone, and boom, Bob's your uncle, off you go. If you have Kagiri and Wukong, as long as you're closer to A3, you want Kagiri. Just because he's, especially in the later stages, he's absolutely fundamental. Your Matrix and your Abyss, his damage is ridiculous. But obviously you need him A3 and A5. If he's nearer to those awakenings, he's the one you want. If neither of the two are there and you cannot get and you already have Diao Chan, and for example, you get Rivenhold, perhaps Gwendolyn, just to set yourself up for the Northerner meta. Anyway, personally myself, what I'm going to do, I'm quite lucky because I have got Kiri and Wukong and Diao Chan and so on at the Key Awakening. So I'm going to start my summoning on Friday. I'm going to hopefully get Rivenhold, at which point I will then pick Gwendolyn, because she was launched long before I started this game, and then after I hopefully get Gwendolyn, I will then try and get Airless, because I don't have her and it's really annoying. But yeah, that is just my thoughts about how people should approach the summoning. And yeah, I think I'll leave it there. Guys, I wish you all the very best of luck in your attempts to get the heroes that you want. But yeah, feel free to put in the comments who you'll be summoning or when you're going to start summoning. I'd be interested in hearing. And other than that, I will leave it there. Whatever you do, guys, do it well. I'm Transient, and I'm out.